We are making 3 quick and easy recipes here that are going to be used as some of our filler items on our holiday platter. So these different recipes can both stand alone on their own, or they can complement some of the other dishes on the board. I'm gonna start over here with our maple candied pecans, and then we'll work our way this way. We're making a quick pickled radish, and lastly, we're going to put together a fig and orange zest infused honey. So real simple, we're gonna have a larger mixing bowl. We have 2 cups of pecans, so I'm gonna toss them in here. And we have 1/3 a cup of maple syrup. That's what we're using to sweeten the pecans. The oven is set to 350 degrees, so it is preheating and just about ready to go. Now the reason I'm putting the pecans in the bowl and adding the maple syrup to the bowl first is just so that we can really make sure every single pecan is evenly coated. Every little crevice and crack in these nuts gets a little bit of maple syrup in it. These are like little candies on the board. So that's basically it. Everything looks good, and then I'm just gonna toss it right onto my tray, and I've got a Teflex sheet there, but you can also use parchment paper. And maple syrup is like gold down here, so I'm not gonna leave any in this bowl. I'm gonna scrape it all out and drizzle it over the pecans. And then we'll just spread that out. There's lots of room on the tray, so make sure they're all more or less separated so they don't get too stuck together once they candy up and harden. Okay, I'm gonna hand this tray over, and it's gonna go into the oven while we make our other recipes. And I'm gonna slide over here, and we're gonna start our quick pickle or refrigeration pickle. So we need to just put together the brine first. And to do that, it's really simple. It's 1 part water to 1 part vinegar. And you can use any different vinegar. We're gonna use an apple cider vinegar that we have here. So I have 4 ounces of filtered water and 4 ounces of ACV, apple cider vinegar, going into the mason jar, and a pinch of salt. So I'm gonna do 2 pinches. There we go, so that's pretty much ready, and I haven't filled the liquid all the way to the top because obviously the volume's gonna go up when I start to add my radish. So let me just set our brine aside there. We are using radish. It's kind of an unexpected veggie to have on the platter, but it is so bright, so it adds a really nice vibrant pop to our board. And when we pickle these radish, they have such a nice crisp taste to them. So let's go ahead and start slicing. Option, if you have a mandolin slicer, you could use that, mind your fingers. I've just got the knife here today. So I'm gonna trim off the end, and then to make sure that this little radish doesn't roll around while I'm slicing away, I actually trim just a tiny bit off the bottom so that it can sit flat here. And then we're definitely using the claw grip so we don't nip our fingers. So this is one of those meditative practices in the kitchen. It's gonna take a little while. We are slicing as thin as possible. Okay, and the little ends can stay out, so slice away. All right, so I didn't use the whole pack. I want to make sure I have enough space in our jar here for this pickling. So I've left about 3 or 4 radishes out of my pack. Let's load it up. So another little tip when you are pickling radish, if you want to make them super bright pink, you can add a little bit of beet juice to your brine, and then you get these really pretty pink radishes. All right, this is good. Make sure everything's covered. Give it a swirl. And that's it, that's gonna go in the fridge. So we'll cover it up with a lid and pop it in the fridge, and it will sit for the next day or two, just pickling away. And then it will add this really nice briny, crunchy veggie to our platter. Next, we are making our infusion with our honey. So we have roughly 10 ounces of raw honey here. And I'm going to take our black mission figs. I have 10 figs that I'm going to chop up and add to the honey. And then lastly, we'll add our orange zest, mix it all up and allow it to sit and just infuse in all the flavors. So definitely when you're working with figs, you want to look for the tiny little hard stem and just pluck that off first before you start chopping away. Okay, I'm just going to keep roughly chopping these up so we get some really small little pieces. And this honey infusion is going to be delicious with our vegan boursin cheese. Will taste really nice just on one of our seed crackers as well. And we are making a bigger quantity, so what you see here in this jar, we won't be putting that whole amount on our board, but it's gonna be perfectly fine just preserving in the fridge, so you can keep it and use it for another couple events. We're making quite a bit here. And I just think the color of these, the deep red in these figs and with the orange zest, like it feels quite festive. So I think it's perfect for this theme. Okay, that's good. Let's see if we can cram all these into our honey jar. Yeah. Like as if honey isn't sweet enough, we need to add some nice, delicious sweet figs. Figs are full of dietary fiber, so they've got that going on. All right. All right, I'm just gonna use my spoon to kind of push the fruit into the honey, start to mix it all around. And I just want to make sure we've got some space for our orange zest. So I'm not taking any of the juice from the orange. I'm just adding the zest. So 1 organic orange. That's important because we are consuming the zest from it. And I've got a zester here to use, so here we go. If you've ever done any zesting of citrus, you know how good it smells right away. All the volatile oils start coming out. It smells good. Okay, that's about as good as we're gonna get. And this is getting quite slippery to hold now that I'm taking the outer skin off. There we go, we'll pop that there. So that's quite a big orange, and I would say that we have probably close to a tablespoon of orange zest. In it goes. In it goes. And let's give that a stir in. It smells so nice in here. This is like a luscious, marmalade-y deliciousness. Okay, and we do have the fresh citrus in here, so we're gonna store this guy in the fridge. That is it. I'm gonna have a little taste. Oh yeah, so good. Okay, so we'll put a lid on this as well. Both of these will go in the fridge, and when we're ready to put our whole platter together, we'll pull them back out and dish them. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you again really soon. Hey, I didn't forget about the maple candied pecans. So these were in for about 10 to 15 minutes and they're delicious. They are still a little bit warm, so I'm gonna let them cool down and then we'll store them in an airtight container, and we will be sprinkling these babies in all those little openings and holes on our platter to fill it in and make sure it looks nice and abundant. We'll see you soon. We are ready to make some more filler items for our holiday platter. So these are meant to be quick and easy additions to fill up the board and also to act as functional items on the board, which we will use all of these fresh veggies for, so that we have food to dip into our other food. Let's start with our shiitake mushrooms so we can get them on a medium heat fry. It's gonna take a little while to let them cook down and fry up. And then while they're in the pan, we're gonna chop up the veggies. So I do have a little sprig of fresh rosemary that I will add to our shiitake mushrooms, but let's begin with roughly 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So I'm gonna add some and then add the mushrooms and then drizzle a little bit more olive oil on top. The pan is nice and warmed up already. And we can use olive oil if we are cooking on a medium heat. It's not the best oil for a really high heat cooking. So go with either a ghee or a coconut oil if you're gonna do high heat cooking. But we'll let these simmer away. I'm gonna use this bowl afterwards so that we can put the mushrooms back into it, but we will line it with some paper towel to soak up any excess oil. So I'll just prep that up now. And I want to hear this sizzling away, so I'm going to turn it up a bit. There we go, and all I have is about a teaspoon of sea salt, which I will not add all, but I'll just add a few pinches as we go. Okay, let's chop up the rosemary. So any opportunity to add a little bit of fresh herbs to our food is a great idea, not only for the flavor, but herbs are really good for us. They have a lot of vitamins and minerals in them. They are heavy metal detoxifiers. You've got lots of chlorophyll. So we are chopping up some rosemary. And what I did for this platter is I actually bought a pack of fresh rosemary because we're going to use the other sprigs to decorate our board, which we'll show you shortly. Something about rosemary and shiitake mushrooms makes me think of festive holiday meals, makes me think of stuffing or turkey. Sorry. So we're gonna fry this up. That looks great. And I don't know if you noticed, but I've kept these shiitake mushrooms whole because I want them to be easy to grab out of the dish once they're on the platter. So I'm just making sure that they're all nicely coated with the olive oil. And we'll let them do their thing there. Let's start to prep some veg. So I have a selection of peppers, I have some cucumber and some celery. So these are all gonna act as functional items. They're nice and sturdy and crisp, so we can use them to dip into our hummus and even into our vegan boursin cheese. So I'm just gonna go around and chop off the sides of these peppers. Get the core out, got seeds. And the peppers are gonna add obviously that pop of color to the board and also some more nutrition, of course. So our bright colored veggies are really high in vitamin C and got lots of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants in them. So I'm just doing sticks of pepper like that. Allows for a couple of bites with some dip. Any little random offcuts like this, you can always just set aside and munch on them as a snack if you don't want to have them on the board, if they aren't perfect little cuts. Let's slice up this red pepper. The red peppers actually contain more vitamin C than oranges. I know whenever we think of vitamin C, we often think of orange and orange juice, maybe because of how well it's been marketed. But red peppers actually have more vitamin C. So we always try to get them into our salads, and we use them for dips. Okay, I can see some of the moisture is coming out of these mushrooms here, so they'll start to crisp up a little bit more. I'm just gonna give them a stir. Smells so good. Shiitake mushrooms are great for our immune systems, good source of vitamin D. And they're delicious. They're kind of a good sort of meaty texture to add to our holiday, our vegan holiday platter. There we go. Okay, there's our red pepper sliced up. I'm running out of space here. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I have an extra bowl like magic right here. I'm gonna transfer our peppers, create a little more space here on the board, and let's do up the cucumber. So we're just gonna do slices of cucumber that we can line our platter with. Cucumbers are so hydrating. They're also a great source of vitamin C. So we're doing good with this board and the vitamin C. And they're delicious. I love cucumbers just with a little bit of sea salt sprinkled on them as a snack. And lastly, we're chopping up some celery. These are cooking down nicely. So I've used 2 full packs of shiitake mushrooms because I know when we cook them down, they shrink to like a quarter of their size. And I love these, so I want a little dish to be nice and full of them. Turn that up just a little. I'm gonna add a little bit of our sea salt. Couple pinches. All right, celery time. So these are the perfect dipping tool, of course. What I'm gonna do is slice the celery down the center so we have slightly skinnier sticks. And do I wanna go that big? No. So you've gotta kind of decide how big you want your sticks to be. I'm gonna do this in thirds. There we go. That looks good to me. Yeah, we're gonna have an abundance of veggies on the board along with some fruit and all of our mains. This is like a full meal of a board. I just nip off the ends if they're a little bit dried out. Okay, and this will be the last slice, and then we're done. We're done with the veggies. We'll just let the mushrooms cook down the rest of the way. Oh yeah, these are looking so good. I hope you can see this. Goodness. And because we have this on medium heat in with the olive oil, this is gonna take a little bit of time. Maybe clean up your station and then come back to the mushrooms. Our mushrooms are ready to drain off here. So I'm gonna turn this off and add these to our paper napkin and just let the excess oil come off. All right, and our veggies are prepped. So this means all of the items for our holiday platter are prepared and ready to go. So we are ready to put it all together. We'll see you really soon. Okay, well, we are ready to put together our holiday platter. We have all of our delicious recipes and our elements gathered here on the table. And let's get started. We've chosen a few different dishes to work with, and we have placed a couple items already on our platter. So we have our beet hummus and
our boursin.
The vegan boursin cheese.
Yes.
And then we have a couple other dishes ready for some of our other elements. So we're basically gonna start just filling in the board and make it look really abundant. We have a lot of food here.
We're gonna be able to make probably 5 boards with the amount of food we have. But you can always choose to make 1 board and then have your extra bits there ready to kind of fill it in as the space is empty. Or you can make a few platters.
Yeah. Well, let's start.
So do you want to talk about our little map, our plan, and how it's a great idea to plan ahead where we're going?
It is a good idea to plan ahead, and we have needed to because the real estate on this board is very precious and we want to get everything on it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna plan to have our meatballs at the back here, our cucumbers along the side, our fresh veggie sticks we're gonna put in here, right, Lindsay?
Yep.
We're going to add our orange and fig infused honey right here in this dish close to the cheese because that's kind of a nice pairing. And we're going to use this bowl for our fried shiitake mushrooms.
And then we use these elements over here as the fillers. So we're just going to fill in with the cherries, the grapes, and the candied pecans.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this.
All right, I will start on cucumber mission.
Okay. And Lindsay's going to combine our cucumber with our pickled radish. Otherwise, people might not go for the pickled radish. They just might not even know what the heck it is or what it's doing there. But this way they'll get the experience of this delicious little briny bite on their cucumber. Now, you will notice that we have some turmeric chickpeas, which we always have on hand for our turmeric hummus. But we're just gonna use these to garnish our beet hummus so you see the contrast in color. If you're interested in this recipe, we have this, don't we, Linz?
Yeah, we do.
On kin.co. All right, so that looks pretty just like that. I'm gonna add my shiitakes to this dish. And, oh, I feel like that could be like a vegan spin on cucumber and salmon. Like just the coloring.
Totally, yeah. It looks really pretty. The contrasting colors of the green and pink.
Yes. Nice full bowl of shiitake.
Lost a radish.
Easy to grab. Oh, that's all right. And then we're gonna fill in from the side over here our multi-seed cracker. And yeah, you definitely wanna keep checking on your platter as people peck away at it so you can keep filling it up. Keep it nice and full for everybody.
I lost another one.
Slippery little guys.
I got it with my finger. I think I can do 3 rows of cucumber, Laura.
Yeah, and just leave some space for those meatballs.
Yeah, that's the reason here.
Okay. We've got some crackers on the side. That's good for there. And I'm going to reach across and I'm gonna place these meatballs. You know what I need first? So how do we incorporate our little bit of organic sprig greenery? We have fresh rosemary here, and this is a pretty tight board, so I'm actually gonna incorporate this by placing 2 sprigs, I'll take one more, Linz, and putting the meatballs on top. So it's like a little bed of rosemary, and you can even let a little bit of the, I'll just spin it this way so you can see. You can let it hang off the side a little bit, it's just a little bit whimsical.
It's looking really good already.
It's looking pretty already. What do I need? Meatballs.
Meatballs. I'll put the fig in the bowl.
Okay.
The fig and honey. Oh,
Which is so pretty.
Pretty.
I'm gonna pack this in. Yeah, and these meatballs look so beautiful on the rosemary. Couldn't be more holiday and festive.
There's a lot of green and red going on this board.
That works out in our favor. And don't be afraid to pile these up. Everyone likes to see lots of food on the platter so they don't feel shy about going in for 1 or 2 servings. Those do well like that. Oh,
doesn't that look good?
The
in
honey,
the gold bowl.
The honey looks beautiful. We've got the radishes. We're doing good. Okay, it's coming together.
What's next? Veggies.
Throw some veggies on there, Linz.
So what are we thinking? We're gonna make them kind of grow out of this space, or?
Yeah, I think there's a space for grapes here, and if we can start to stick some of the veggie sticks here, and then we'll be good. We'll be looking good. I have a little bit of room to tuck some bright red cherries in here, which are such a nice addition. Little unexpected sweet treat. Cool. Okay, our maple candied pecans are like
really, really, really
candy. They're so good. It's been hard
not to eat them all.
It's been hard not to eat them all, yeah. I'm gonna pop some right in that little hole.
Yes.
Filler item. So the nuts, or if you're working with seeds, are so perfect for filling in all the little spaces. I have a nice little spot over here that I'd like to fill with something, maybe some more grapes. Okay. There we go. And let's add some green grapes over on this side.
Okay, what do you think about the veg? Should I do more, or that's a good amount? Should I do more cucumber there, or you want to put some grapes?
No, I think cucumber's good. And so I think we can add some more fruit around here. And then, like we said, you're just gonna keep replenishing as this goes down. Can you fit?
Oh, it's looking so fun. So
It's a show.
pretty.
This is a crowd-pleasing showstopper. Let's add some more cherries over here, which are also just like easy to grab. They've got their little stem on them. So pretty.
That looks great right by that, yeah.
What needs to go there? Some more pecans?
Yep, I think pecans or crackers could go there.
There isn't enough space for the crackers, I don't think. Let's chuck these in. People are gonna go for these and they're gonna want more.
Yes. Yep, they're a treat. Oh, it looks so pretty. Okay, and now we have some of, we have a knife for our plant-based boursin. Can I just pop it in?
Get those in, yep. Yeah, we need our little serving utensils.
And then this will go on our honey.
And the spoon for the hummus.
And I think we're done. What do you think?
Yeah, we are
Wow, it looks great.
done. This is looking beautiful. I mean, I don't think there's anywhere else we can stick a stem of rosemary. I think that's perfect there too.
No, I think it's great. It's good.
So that's it, and you could always add an extra bowl on the side if you want to just have an abundance of crackers on the side, or if you wanted to add a couple of bowls with extra veg and stuff around it, you can do that as well.
And we've got some toothpicks here. You could put them in a cute little bowl and have them, if anyone wants to grab with toothpicks rather than their fingers, they can.
There we have it, guys. This is our holiday platter, and completely plant-based. This is vegan and gluten-free. You can definitely feel good, really good about diving into this board. It's wholesome and nutritious. So we hope you enjoyed, and happy holidays. Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here. If you're enjoying what we're sharing, please give us a like, and you can also subscribe to this channel below.
And if you want to follow us along on this journey, you can find us at kin.co or on Instagram at kinsite.